last but not least, obviously, we wanted to talk about Severance. Um, what was this, episode seven? Right? So we got three left. Um, this episode Severance. I don't even know where to begin. Me and you both agree, and you even tweeted it and texted me. It is one of the best episodes of any television show in the history ever, like ever. Um, it is shot so incredibly beautifully. It is absolutely heartbreaking and dark and twisted, but it's beautiful and has, it's so emotional and everything. This the director, it's her first ever time directing anything. Apparently, she's been a cinematographer on the show, but this is her first time like actually directing an episode. Dude, I mean, you, I know you agree with me. Like, it literally left me speechless the night I watched it. Everyone on Twitter has been talking about it nonstop since it aired. Um, it is just, I don't even know where to begin.
It it makes you realize that filmmaking, cinematography, all of that, it is an art. And oh my God, like it is beautifully chaotic, jumping back and forth, the lighting in certain scenes, the transitions are stunning. I mean, I just do not, I cannot get over this episode. I've never, there are a very few lists of episodes where I got done with it and I was like, I just was speechless. I can't even describe, like, those 50 minutes felt about like 15. And when you talk about like for overall like story driven acting, where this fits into the whole grand scheme of things, you realize like how important this episode is. And sometimes like people just drop like bombshells on you and like just hit it head on. This episode did not do that. Like this episode tried to confuse you at first, and the way they were doing it, you were like trying to figure it out. The ending, the last scene is absolutely rips your heart out, throws it on the floor, spits on it, stabs it three times, and just throws it in your face. It is it is literally an art. It is one of the best episodes of television I've ever seen in my life. IMDb has it at a 9.5 right now. That is like one of the highest rated episodes ever. I know it's the highest episode of the series. It's perfect, dude. It really is. I've never and like when you get done with it, all you can do is just run everything back in your mind and just keep replaying it. I don't
Yeah.
know, man. I literally could go on and on about this episode. I did not expect that on episode seven. I was expecting that on like later, and it makes you realize like Ben Stiller can do it whenever he wants. He has us hooked, and after last week, like remember episode six, me and you kind of talked about it, like one of the weaker episodes of the series, like um
Yeah,
and
five and six were just kind of like, I feel like filler,
and then episode seven just
propelled. Yep. Yep. Um, I still will say I am with each episode, I just get more and more questions, which is definitely frustrating, but it adds to the excitement of it too. Like, I feel like we kind of sort of got some answers a
we got
little bit,
answers.
but there's still so many more questions. Like, we still don't know how she died or like how she got down to Lumen. Um, we don't still exactly know what they're doing down there. Obviously, they're putting her through a bunch of like severance tests, maybe testing it to like bring it to market one day. But then there's the evil doctor who's like doing all the experimenting on her and everything. There's those other the people that are watching on like the security cams or whatever. They're watching everything Mark and Helly and all them do. Um, there's just so much going on, and I'm still just like I can't comprehend. But we did see that one of the rooms is Cold Harbor, which is the project Mark's been working on. Um, we still don't know what that means. We know he's close to completing it. So I guess we'll see, once he's done. But uh, I still don't really know what Lumen's doing. But this episode was unreal. Absolutely heartbreaking. You finally get more of the backstory between Mark and Gemma, and you get to experience their love life for the duration of the episode until it just rips your heart out at the end. But then in the middle of all that, it's like intertwining scenes of her down under, being tested on and all this stuff. She tries to escape. Milchek stops her. So much stuff. Like genuinely, it's up there with like the Ozymandias and the Battle of the Bastards of the world. Those type of caliber episodes. If not top five, it's a top 10 TV episode of all time. I don't know if I've ever seen. I mean, I was late to Game of Thrones. I didn't start watching live until the final season, and a lot of people were talking about it, but this is without a doubt the most talked about TV show probably of my life that I've been a part of. Um, I know Game of Thrones probably was, but like I said, I got there late. So yeah, no, it's unreal. Everyone at work's talking about it. My parents are even watching it. Like it's taken over the world. Ben Stiller's a mad genius. The fact that he did that, and then he had his silly little Oscars thing, tonight. Um, he can just do it all. He's a genius. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, a lot of questions. But for a character that we knew next to nothing about, and what I feel like we learned from her in that episode, felt like we got 2 seasons worth of her. Um, Makes you just like crush for Mark, crush. I mean, you're like scared and sad for Gemma. Um, I just,
I just
man,
don't. I just really want to know what happened to her. Like, how was she? Was she in a car crash? How did Mark never see the body? Like, how did she get down there? It seems like she's still Gemma, so maybe she knew that they were going to take her away or something. I don't know. I don't know.
maybe she was in a really bad car accident and she didn't die. Maybe she got put in the hospital and maybe after the car accident, they might find her memories of like losing a child and then being in the car accident, almost passing away. And that's why they presented it to her like Severance. Or maybe she went ahead after that she lost the baby. And man, it's shot I just don't get it. Like, I did not expect it. And I think the problem is like with 2 episodes back to back where you can kind of leave it, take it or leave them, and you get this one just like I didn't see it coming. I was blindsided by it, but it's one episode that like when you remember Severance, you're gonna remember a lot of things, but when you remember like an episode, you're probably gonna remember an episode like this.
Yeah. No, truly, just I'm so thankful to be alive at the same time as Severance. Like, it's just one of those things. It is just unreal. It's taken over the world. I don't know how many seasons the show is going to run for. I hope it runs for 100 seasons, but we'll just have to see, when it's all said and done, where it ranks in those shows of all time. But I definitely I have a feeling they could be top three, if not higher. So we'll just have to see. I still have a million bajillion questions. We don't really know how Mark's doing. He finally woke up at the very end of the episode.
He looked like he had seen a ghost.
Yeah, he's been through it. Yeah, I don't know. Next week's episode is only like 36 minutes or
Yeah,
something.
that's a crime, Ben. He went out there and did that on the Oscar stage, and he knew what he was doing to us. It's a crime.
Yeah, but No, truly, truly unreal television.
Also, Adam Scott and I don't. What's Gemma's real name? Do you know at the top of your head?
I don't entirely know how to pronounce it. Hold up. Deechin. I know that's how you say your first name. Deechin Lockman.
Okay, those
Um,
two. They 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 were incredible.
especially her.
Just
Especially her.
two absolutely perfect acting performances. Um, and the chemistry's there. The hurt is there in their eyes. Their desperation. Yeah, it's perfect.
She
It's,
could win an Emmy or something, or a Golden Globe for this episode alone. Like that's it's unreal. It's absolutely
and if
unreal.
you've been watching the show, you know, like you haven't gotten a lot of her. You knew next to nothing about her, and this whole episode feels like just a freight train hitting you at once.
Yeah.
But
No, truly unreal stuff. We could go on and on and on about it, but we'll just have to keep watching and see what happens. I just know this season's going to end on another insane cliffhanger, and we're gonna have to wait another couple of years. I'm still trying to like mentally prepare myself for that. But yeah, no, shout out Severance, shout out Deacon Lockman and Adam Scott and Ben Stiller and that director. Unreal stuff. She has, with one episode directed of anything in her life, she has cemented herself as like she's going to be a legend, I
yeah,
feel like.
yeah.
So, good for her.